Welcome back to another Best Laptop Setups video. This is episode number 15. But first, a quick shout out to Rex. You won last week's episode. Fun fact, the race was so close that you almost tied another contestant in that video. But you're getting $75, so stay tuned for that email. On top of that, please keep hitting the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button. It's helping the series out, and I want to make this series the best it can be. Today we got a set of new laptop setups. The first one is from Cao. He's from Vietnam. He's 29 years old. He only sent me 2 pictures, which is kind of disappointing, which also makes me believe with the lights on, his setup probably doesn't look as good with the lights off, but it does look attractive, and he's using a MacBook Pro 13 from 2020, so that's the M1, and he has it on a laptop stand to the left-hand side. I know he's using a laptop stand. He has a very tiny desk, so it's kind of hanging off the table, so he's trying to maximize the space. He has this connected to a 28-inch Samsung monitor. I think it's 1080p, but more than enough screen real estate. The keyboard he's using, you guessed it, it's the Keychron K4. It's one of their newer models and very comfortable to type on. His mouse of choice is the Logitech M590. He has a Nintendo Switch somewhere in that setup. God knows where, it's so dark, it could be behind him on the bed for all I know. But I do like his RGB. You know, it's a little bit more intense for some people. It might be too much, but the vibe is pretty cool. He's using those 3D panels in the back to diffuse the light, and then he has a combination of pink and blues and cyans hitting the walls. That big bar going across the top and the bottom is the Govee Pro Light bar, which I've seen in other setups, and if it's done properly, looks really slick. And then on the right-hand side, he has a Govee Aura table lamp, and then the wall, which I said has 3D panels, is actually from Govee as well. The second setup comes from Lucas Mendez. He is a 27-year-old who is from Brazil, and he's a software architect. He uses this setup mostly for working, streaming, and personal entertainment. Look, I like the look of this. You know, it's very woody. Woody, is that even a thing? And it's clean and it's practical, but it has a nice vibe. And instead of the autonomous desk, he's using the Genio desk for his standing desk. That's what they call it in Brazil. And he's using 2 laptops instead of 1. There's a MacBook Pro 2019 16-incher i7 with 6 cores that he uses predominantly for work. And there's another one behind it, which is the MacBook Pro 2018 i7 as well, only 4 cores that he uses for his personal life. Both of these laptops are sitting on top of a laptop stand that he created himself. All the little accessories for the headphones and the wrist rests, he made himself out of wood in the backyard. On top of that, he has this beautiful 34-inch ultra-wide 1440p 144 Hz Samsung Odyssey monitor. It looks fantastic. It just looks like it's floating off the desk. He has a Logitech MX Master mouse, no surprise there, and a Keychron K2 keyboard. On top of that, for headphones, he's using the Bose QC35 for listening. These are also great for the playing. And if he's in a meeting, he'll rock the AirPods 1st Gen. Now, his studio monitors are very affordable by a company called Edifier, and they do the job for video editing. On top of that, he has an Elgato game capture card in one of his computers, or sorry, not in his computers. It's one of those portable ones that connect to your USB and the HDMI port. Then he has a Canon EOS SL3 Rebel camera, which is probably connected to the Elgato so that he can use it to show his mug. He does have another microphone, which is the Shure MV7 podcast microphone. He has a video light on the left and right hand side to light his face. And then there's an Elgato Thunderbolt 3 dock to allow him to connect more peripherals to the MacBook instead of doing it directly. The third setup comes from Phil. He's from North Carolina, USA. He is an assistant principal and is in the process of branding and starting a pro wrestling podcast on YouTube. I wish you the best of luck. I love the look of this. It's just like the previous one. It's practical and it's clean and it does the job. He's using a standing desk as well. It's the Topski stand desk from Amazon. And then he has his own separate walnut butcher block from Home Depot that he placed on top. His computer of choice is the MacBook Pro M1. There's 16 gigabytes of RAM and 1 terabyte, so it's pretty much almost maxed out. And his monitor is the LG Ergo 32-inch 4K IPS display, so tons of screen real estate to utilize for his job. His mouse, I'm gonna say it again, this is one of those episodes, but another Logitech MX Master mouse, and even the keyboard is the same as the previous one, which is a Keychron K2. Come on guys, let's get some variety here, okay? Let's think outside of the box. I wanna see some cool new keyboards. There are tons of them out there. On top of that, he has a desk pad. It's the Galloway leather desk pad. I think it looks super classy. I love the look of it. And then he has a blue compass arm to hold his microphone. This is a very good arm. I've personally used it myself. And then the microphone of choice for podcasting is the Rode Procaster mic, which is also great too. Now, this dude appreciates good posture, and it's important that you do too. So spend a little more on a good chair like he has, which he's rocking the Herman Miller Seitu chair. He does have a Nulexi laptop stand to hold his laptop up, and he has a walnut headphone hanger to place his headphones on. His speakers are the Majority DX10 speakers, and it looks like he has a mixer on the right-hand side. The 4 setup comes from Aaliyah. She's 18 years old. She's from Australia. She's about to graduate, then go on to study to become a nurse, and I love the look of this, okay? Unlike the aggressive RGB or minimalistic setups, this one feels calming. It's something about the warm tones, the plant life that just makes me wanna feel at peace working here, okay? And look, this is a productive setup. You know, she has the MacBook Pro 2017 on the right-hand side. It's on a laptop stand. She has it connected to a 27-inch 1080p G-Sync 240 hertz LED gaming monitor. The G-Sync's kind of a waste because your MacBook doesn't support it, but nonetheless, a great monitor. That's attached to a arm to have it float above the desk. She's using a Gamma K MK61 wired mechanical keyboard with brown switches, and for the mouse is a Logitech G305 Lightspeed wireless gaming mouse. Thank you, Aaliyah, for not using a Keychron and a MX Master. Nothing against those mice, it's just nice to see some variety. On top of that, she has a JBL Quantum 100 gaming headset. Her current chair is from the dining room. Look, I'm not judging, it actually goes very well with your setup, to be quite honest, but your posture is more important, so hopefully you get the chair of your dreams soon. On top of that, she has a bunch of recycled water bottles that she uses to add some ambiance. She has a vintage lamp, a little beaker. It just gives the whole setup this like hipster, calming vibe that I really enjoy. Oh, and she included a picture of her cat Loomis. Look, if you want to get into the setup, you send me a picture of your cat, okay? I'm a cat lady. I have 2 cats of my own. That's all you gotta do, and you're instantly in. The final setup comes from Roaid. He is 32 years old. He's from Iraq, but currently lives in the United States, Arizona. There's something about this setup that's just completely different. Look, it doesn't have the best of the best components, but it's just the whole mingling of that mid-century design, as he calls it, and more of that modern look on top of it. There's also a lot of PlayStation vibes here, and I think it looks really good. The laptop of choice is the Acer Predator 15. He uses this for work and light gaming. He has it on a separate desk just because the main one is a bit too small to house it. I like the way he set it up. You know, it fits there perfectly, and the fact that he was able to hide the cables is okay with me. He even has a nice little poster above it to add some character to that space in the corner. His keyboard is the Royal Kludge RK61, which is a mechanical keyboard. He has a EUSU X11 wireless gaming mouse. His table is the Christopher Knight Home Kirsten wood study table, and the chair he's using is the Porthos Home Flynn adjustable office chair. He has no speakers in his entire setup because his monitors have speakers built in. Even so, monitor speakers are not that great. I really hope you're using headphones mostly because the sound quality is not going to be as good. Finally, the monitor of choice is the Samsung M7 4K monitor. That's important because that monitor is a smart display, which means he can technically connect his Tab 7 to it wirelessly and use DeX. So that wraps up episode number 15 of the best laptop setups. Make sure to head over to my Discord server to vote for your favorite setup. And if you're interested in submitting your laptop setup, there'll be instructions in the description down below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.